The Warden is a mysterious creature.
Getting irritated at the slightest pin drop, it's like Connor when I make him uncomfortable.
Either way, he's still a mystery, and one of those is his origins.
So where could the Warden have come from?
That's what we're exploring today. Let's do it.
Coming in at number 10, the backstory. Do you remember when Minecraft used to be a plain old scary, when witches crackled through the walls in your mining tunnels, mysterious ambient noises would give you shivers, and Phantom terrorized you with screams from the sky? Ah, those were the days. With the introduction of the Warden in the wild update, players are brave enough to explore the deep dark biomes will soon be in for the new experience. Hold your horse, mobs. Why in the Jeb's name would you make Minecraft scary? And what is the Warden anyway? I hear some of you ask. The Warden is an unstoppable force in nature and a challenge that you must overcome in ways that you may not be used to. The traditional Minecraft gameplay, it's a little bit different, says Brandon Pierce. Vanilla gameplay developer represents a new style of overwhelming obstacles, but you're able to outmaneuver it. You should be able to obtain some interesting rewards. Those rewards surely won't come easy because the Warden is unlike any mob you've ever faced, or technically ever encountered in the world of Minecraft. A hostile and incredibly powerful being that resides in a secluded, all new, deep dark biome sound. And it sounds like, the mob boss is kind of like the Ender Dragon or the Wither, but according to Brandon, it's not. It's definitely the Warden.
In at 9, Sentient end frame. While this is absolutely a wild idea, we do need to let ourselves have fun every once in a while, right? Well, Dream and MatPat both pointed out during their shared game theory episode that the Warden seems to have the same colors and shades as an end portal. Dream even said that he would recognize that thing anywhere. And while MatPat brushed it off, does this have any real warrant to it? I mean, is it possible that the Warden came from a sentient end portal frame? Probably not, but maybe the end portal frames came from the Warden. I mean, we know that the Warden portal opened and caused him to kill the Wither, but we also know that they went to the end after the ancient cities, since there is better enchanted gear in the end cities than the ancient ones. So just like natural progression of their society would mean that the end cities come after. But how would they have made the end portal frames? The ones that harness the condensed souls of Endermen and use it to open a portal? Maybe the Sculk catalyst is used for more than just converting experience.
Coming in at number 8, the Warden was a human. The Warden was a griefer with Carmine before he arrived at the Sunshine Institute as a part of the second group of guests, people who Romeo sent to make sure that people who made them extra angry will be well behaved. He became the Warden of the Institute by selling out Carmine, which we know to be the ancient city, but he was human during these times of the olden days. The Warden was bald and had grayish blue eyes. He wore a steampunk eye patch, a military-like suit with a sash, not a stash, a sash. This is where it gets freaky because the Warden is pretty much watching over the so-called Minecraft prison where he became power hungry. The Warden's voice can be heard explaining at the end of the giant consequences, finger quotations, giant consequences, sounding as a calm man who explanatory and was very observant. But the Warden was calm and was a manipulator and will go to very great lengths, even if it means threatening people to get what he wants. So much to the point, hearing the great consequence, aka the Sculk growth, while people evacuated, the Warden did not. He reached out to the witch and asked her for immortality. Well, Wardy, this is where it comes with a price. You have been evil your whole life. You just want to live, but be warned, you will be feared and twice as strong with a consequence. I don't care, the Warden says. Poof, and the deed is done. After you wake up from your next slumber, your wish will come true. Thus it did. The Warden didn't wake up from a nice nap, but being overrun by the Sculk growth, instead being summoned to the dark abyss to realize he was blind.
And at 7, Sculk Golem. Or perhaps this Warden is merely a more powerful iron golem that is made from Sculk. I mean, we can see what looks like Sculk-infused golems in the poster for Minecraft Legends, and the Warden is very similar to an iron golem, at least silhouette-wise. They both have long arms that are longer than they should be, a wide midsection, and short stumpy legs. I mean, the Warden is taller than an iron golem, but he's also more powerful than an iron golem, so it makes sense. Iron golems do attack Wardens, but maybe it's an inferiority complex kind of thing, you know? you might get it. Especially when the Warden can somehow fit in a 3x1 tunnel and the golem needs his full body width as well as a 3-block height to be able to go anywhere. I mean, it would make sense for the ancient builders to make a more powerful golem to defend against the wither, especially when it was barreling down towards them, blowing its way through deep slate and stone, and with something that can even destroy obsidian, what else can you do? Maybe it started off as a golem that was taken over by the Stalker and then converted for its own means. Maybe they built a golem, lit the portal to escape, and then the Stalker came through and took it over. It does make a form of sense.
Coming in at number 6, fan depiction. Warden NPC looks to be carrying on the Minecraft tradition of disturbing monster design, a fact that was noticed and swiftly capitalized on upon Reddit user Working Elevator 840. In a post shared to Minecraft subreddit, Worker Elevator 840 shows off their interpretation of this hulking Lovecraftian beast. The sketch, which appeared to have been drawn in either ink or pencil, depicts the faceless monster walking forward, surrounded by some sort of dark void. The only other object in the drawing is a small spider, hate spiders, but spider, hanging above the Warden's head. Minecraft fan art is nothing new though, but this illustration will definitely leave a lasting impression on many viewers. Warden are one of the more intimidating enemies in the game, and this drawing captures much of that iconic details, like the horns, the open torso cavity, and the general dark coloring. Interestingly enough, Working Elevator 840 appears to have taken a few creative liberties with this design, making a giant enemy significantly slimmer and more human-like in its body proportions. The Warden in the drawing also looks to be walking more elegantly than it is in its game counterparts, who are blind and have been shown to throw themselves around clumsily. This Warden, he's smart. He honestly looks like something from Alien vs Predator. Like that guy, that Working 840 elevator. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but bro, you did a great job, bro.
Halfway through into number 5, the Nether Guardian. This is again a wild one, but hear me out. This is probably not the case, but again, gotta have some fun every once in a while. Well, what put me on this path of thinking was actually wither skeletons. Because MatPat and others on Reddit have proposed the idea that maybe these are the bodies of fallen builders, buried in or absorbed by the soul sand that we know as faces of souls trapped inside. The skeletons left over would then be burnt from the harsh climate of the Nether, or the blazes could have just burnt them because, you know, again, they're skeletons. And I mean, like, having to fight off reincarnated skeletons that were formerly family is kind of messed up. And this could also be how they discovered the unique properties of soul sand, and then this leads them to accidentally summoning the wither, and then, you know, the rest. But we know that Wardens and Skulk have the ability to also manipulate and use souls. Wardens have souls on their chest in the exact same place that soul sand faces have, except it's just mirrored. Like if you take it and flip it horizontally, it lines up perfectly. So what if the Warden either came from the Nether, or since the texture is flipped, its own dimension is simply a mirrored version of the Nether? No.
Coming in at number 4, a blind stalker. The Warden was originally called the Stalker and would reside in the totem-covered biome, where it would remain a statue-like until some reckless player would try to grab its chest crystal, causing it to come to life. So the Warden may be something that you will have to face or even explore in the deep dark biome, but the concept was originally intended for the Nether update. We had this in a post-it note for a new biome, and one of the things we wanted to include in it was the blind piglin that could only respond to sound. Brandon explains. But of course, they didn't have time to explore it at the time, but we did end up revising that concept for a blind mob again. When we did a gameplay summit for Caves and Cliffs, I got assigned that note and had come up with the concept that the also scary aspect also proved to be especially important due to its lifelong history in Minecraft, and so it became a central theme in the development of the new mob. Despite its charming exterior reflecting on the game's history, it made very evident that the horror part of Minecraft's DNA, the feeling of stepping down into the depths of the dark cave for the first time, hearing the clink of a skeleton's bones or zombie anguish growls, all of these aspects create an experience that probes your imagination.
Getting close to the end of number 3, condensed souls. Skulk is known to contain souls, this is fairly evident. Skulk blocks hold XP that you can get by breaking it with a hoe. No, not that one. Skulk catalyst turns souls into Skulk, and Skulk shriekers have souls swimming around them that literally scream whenever they hear anything. And even the Warden has souls in its chest. So could the Warden just, instead of being a golem or an allay or something like that, just be a mass of hundreds of souls? Which is what would make him so tough and terrifying, especially considering my theory about how the Warden can see your soul, since like through 12 meters of solid stone there should be no way that a Warden could smell or hear me if I'm sneaking, yet he's still able to nearly one-shot me. And again, I was capturing one on a live stream, I was flying around on an elytra over 30 blocks away, dude could still see me. So yeah, the Warden being a condensed soul amalgam monster would definitely make sense.
Coming in a recent developer diary, Mojang briefly explains how the Warden's rage and anger help shape the creature's design and behavior in Minecraft. The wild update, while the underground creatures are legitimately frightened, some players are also successfully retexturing them to look even scarier. In a recent developer diary, Mojang briefly explained how Warden's rage and anger help shape the creature's design. Although Mojang did not offer a brief look at the Warden's design, the creature's origin is still a complete mystery, and that a foundation of the popular game theorist MatPat couldn't resist on speculating. In one of his latest videos, MatPat tries to theorize about the Warden's mystery origins in Minecraft by examining every asset added to the game with the Wilds update. According to the theorist, the creature was mistakenly summoned by the soldiers who tried to open an escape portal, but instead let these monsters back into Minecraft's overworld dimension.
Finally, in at number 1, the Wither. It's also proposed that the ancient race of builders actually ended up being saved from the Wither by the Warden, hence the mention of killing the Wither. But on disc 5, you can actually hear the Wither slowly blasting its way down into the depths of the earth, until eventually it breaks through into the ancient city, after which a portal, seemingly the structure in the middle of the city, is lit. However, instead of going through, something instead comes out. The Skulk, including the scream of the Warden, which if you can pay close enough attention to, also contains the scream of a Wither dying. As to what the ancient builders did with the Nether Star, no idea. They might have just let it despawn, if you want to use game terms, and then they maybe tried living amongst the Skulk, hence the wool, but then eventually realized that, yeah, that wasn't gonna happen, and then they got wiped out, or they fled into the end. Who knows? No one, because it's just a theory, a Minecraft theory. That's all we have. We're done. We're not doing this. No,
that's
no
all you
script.
have for today. Me and the King Cheese, you know, we're the great
leaving.
crafting
Bye.
crew. We are out. Sorry. Okay.
You've been spending too much time with your dog. You sounded like you're Roddy at that point.
What do you mean?
When you were coughing, that was a bark.
At the end of the day, the Warden is just OP. Like, if you guys don't know that by now, like, the Warden is just OP. Like, straight up. I'm cleaning my glasses because you know he's just that serious. God damn it. Coming in at number 2, though.
Okay, Warden is not OP, just get a piston going.